Alright guys, I am at home in my living room until the girls come home and kick me out. Sorry about the sound on video 2 of this series because I was in my car and it's cold and I had my heat on. And after posting it and re-listening, I can see that the sound was quite muffled at the beginning, so you have to forgive me for that. But I had my daughter in the car who had fallen asleep and I didn't want her to be cold, so I had to have the heat on. And then she didn't want it on, so I turned it off. Anyway, we're going to go back to doing this again, and the transition, I guess, it's only necessary if it fails early enough, right? If it never fails, then it never needs to happen. So as soon as we get a player, we're going to find out if it fails. Another tie. Can Brad get the special? Yes. Well, Brad almost had his special. He had an 8. But Banker found a way to make it 9. So it's not over yet. It is now. So here we go. We lost. So gotta wait for a bank now and hope to goodness it doesn't go second ballot. Okay. Alright. Humanity has been restored. It's a pretty good video, last video, though. You know, the totals were on point. Like I said last video, if you like any of these series that I've done, whether it's the chop, the 3-4 chop, the never go second, always go on the second, whatever you like, I'm still going to make more variants. Let me know what you like by liking what you like, and I can try to focus on what people want to see the most. Like I said, I can make this Chop Chop Baccarat channel, we'll all win the rest of our life. But, it takes another kind of patience. The thing about fighting for the chop is sometimes the shoe's never over. It just depends. So we're going to try for the first effort here again. We got to come down in a chop, so we're going to try to make a chop. Tie? No, we win. Good thing Bank had to draw on that. 6. So, we won. You go home with that every day for 3 months, you have 45 grand. Relax, man. That's what I'm saying. You get the 2 units and reduce as quickly as you can. And whatever they're willing to let you keep it. I'll tell you what, this is a hell of a chop run right now. My God, man. I still consider a 2 run a chop, because I'm fighting it for 2 hands. For the opposite. Anyway. I beat that issue to death, don't I? Look at that. Another 5 direct chop. This thing's never going side by side, I bet you. So as soon as it goes player, we gotta bet bank. It already did. And it's still chopping. So, I mean, it's on our side, but there's the but. We lose 9/8, all things. So we gotta wait for another chop. Chop's over. You know, for what was going on. We have a run of 3 now, so that's over. But we're waiting for a bank, which is right there. We're going to try to get our +1 unit again right now. Get it back, actually. That's a great time for an ace, right? A pair of 4s, and the ace ends the hand. Perfect. It's a great time to be on player. Just need one more critical win, and we will be able to reduce. So we need a banker, and then we get to bet on player again for no commission. Fantastic. Especially if it wins. So there's 1,000. We can reduce to the black chip now. Let's just see how far we can keep winning. No matter what, we're leaving with 800, right? No matter what. didn't have to pay commission on those wins. That's the best part of it. So gotta wait for something else to come down, right? Tie. Alright, now we just need a bank to bet against it. I didn't know my son was going to serenade me, but here we go. We're going to bet player here. And that didn't work. That did not work. So we got to wait. Still got to wait. Still got to wait. No, it actually chopped. Wow, 2 over 1. So, we're going to try the bank here. Suffer the $5. Never mind. Oh, natural tied. Great time for natural tie. Alright, well, let's see if that's over with. Nope. Natural showed its power. That's something else. I find when there's natural ties, it's almost always another player natural. Not always, but quite often. But we've reached the transition phase of our game. We just lost 2 in a row because it went 3 side by side on the second, right? So we're going to wait for color change. We're going to try for bank, and hopefully we can get those 2 back. And if we do, that might be our stop win goal. You know, I don't know. I want to play too many games here. Feeling a little raspy today in my voice. Sorry. It's cold outside, man. Fuck. You know. We won that, by the way. We're going to win here, too. No, sure didn't. We'll win this, though. I think. No. Well, that sucks. Down to 7 now. Should we leave the shoe? I don't know. If you wanted to stay in this fight, I mean, I guess it just depends to me how long it wants to direct chop here. That's 4 direct. Now that's just still 4. Okay, let's see if it comes down again. It did. So the chop might be over. There's no way to know. Of course not. But, you know. Shucks. I'm going to say we're going to go back to the black chips on chop mode. We're going to say they're not going to go on the second because it's potentially 4 out of 5 that will jump if this jumps. So it's still 3 out of 4 right now. I'm going to go with that dominancy. I'm going to bet for the jump. And I'm right. I got a natural. So, yippee-ki-yay. Now I need something to come down to bet against. Tie. I think at this point, I'd be happy to get this shoe back to 1,000 and just stop win goals from that point. So we effectively just need 2 more black chip wins and we'll be there. 2 more black chip wins to the good anyway. Yeah, it's chopping again. Still chopping. Double player. Oh, tie. Fuck. Still chopping, man. Wow. Chopped again. See what I mean? Alright, we finally got something to go to. Now 3. So as soon as it goes bank, we're going to bet against it. Well, that was a brutal banker win, huh? So, we have that player here. Just a little guy. We're going to try to swim a little here. God damn, the 6 to 7. Damn. Alright. Gotta wait for a player and bet bank. Oh, another natural tie. There's been a lot of those. Alright. There's the players. I'm going to try to bet it on bank. We're down to just over a unit, guys. How many hands are left? About 12. We're gonna re-transition. This is the 4th transition of the shoe. Started out non-side by side, then we went for the side by side. It quickly stopped. Went back to chop mode, and stopped right away here. So I'm gonna hope that we catch a fourth. I'll tell you what, man. I fought this hard a fight. I'm going back to the big boy unit here because, frankly, I'm only up a unit anyway. So as soon as it goes banker, I'm gonna invest. Good. Get those natural players out of the fucking way, bro. Get them all out of the way. Even get the dog shit players out of the way. Fuck them. Get them all out of here. Okay, we just beat a natural 8 with a natural 9. I think players used up all its... whatever. I'm going to bet the bank right now. And I'm going to win. Yep. I sounded confident, didn't I? All right. We're going to reduce it back now. We've got the full G back. So we'll reduce back to the black chip. And we're going to change the color and bet for the second. We're running out of hands anyway. I don't even know if we're going to get another chance or two. Oh, look at that. Natural tie again. You know, and there's been 11 ties this year. I'll bet you more than half of them were natural ties. Fucking crazy. I know there were a couple 0-0 ties and stuff, but there's a lot of natural ties that shoe, I think. Anyway, we're waiting for a player. Oh, there it is. We're about the small stuff for a second player. We got the 9 again. Okay. At this point, we're guaranteed to have no less than 965. So, not bad. We've basically guaranteed that we're going to have at least just under 1,000. Right? Because not only do we have 1,065, we have 1,165. That's fantastic. Anything close to a G is fine. But that only happened because we retransitioned to the side-by-side. And could that have failed? Abso-fucking-lutely. But you gotta play. You gotta follow the action a little and just hope for the best. Nothing's gonna be guaranteed. You know that walking in the damn door. So, if you're smart enough to catch it at the right time, smart, it's conjecture really, but, you know, you try to play the smartest you can. That's all you can do. So, we're going to wait for a banker here and see if, well, we're running out of hands. It's hand 80. But I kind of want to play out the string here because I might not get a chance. It might never go bank before the shoe's over. Yep, shoe's over. Now, in theory, I could bet bank here, but I won't do it because it's the last hand. I want at least a chance to fight for my money if the first try doesn't work. But full disclosure, if I had 2 hands here, I'd be buying the little stuff on the red. So let's see if it would have went bank. Yeah, I would have lost. So, cool. I kept my money. Let me open the calculator. So, we made 1165. Oops, that's not a 6. Thumb slipped on the wrong number there, I guess. So, not bad. We'll go to another shoe. We'll try again. Not bad, man. So, here we go. I gotta deal the cards all out. And off we go. Round 2 fight. Start with the tie right away. Fantastic. I know a lot of people that'll slam bet that tie first hand all the time. Our table max back home is 125 on the tie. You get a G for that. And they'll just say, fucking, I'm going to lose either way. I might as well lose on the tie. But if I win, I get a G. It's ambitious. Don't do that. So we're going to wait for a second here. We're going to wait for a second. And we got a second. So you know what we're doing next. And I'm just going to do it. And it's choppy anyway to start. Not choppy enough. But maybe if this goes player. Nope. Chops over. Good thing to our advantage now is banker is a strong side. And when it goes player, we're going to be betting for banker. So I like those odds right now. So we're going to go bank and hopefully recollect. And we did. Nope, we fucking tied. We got a miracle 2 to tie our 7, man. I was going to say, we better beat a 1. Okay, so we got to wait now. All we're down on this shoe is commission money. Frankly, if I can get through 2 shoes and be anything close to 2G, knowing we're already at that, how hard should it be? That is sick, right? Isn't it? And the thing about it is, do you even want to stay and play another shoe? The job's finished. You could turn around, go to the cage, walk right out, come back home, tell your wife you're already up 2 big units, and it took that quick to do it. Because the longer you're there, the more they're going to stress about your absence, right? So, and fairly noted, you know. But if you're good at what you do and you're coming home as quick as you left, more than you're not, they're going to realize it's just, that's just, didn't win right away. It's just, it's the way it goes. Sometimes you got to grind it out a little bit. Sometimes you don't. But if you can have more days than you don't. We just went to see that Running Man movie. It just made me think of Baccarat. Dude's trying to survive for 30 days. Nobody's ever done it. It had nothing to do with Baccarat, of course. Completely different thing. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. It was a great movie. I'm not a movie critic, but I liked it, man. I really dug it. I just like anything that has to do with any kind of surviving. Because that's all we're all doing out here. And by the way, I was supposed to bet on the banker there, and I would have lost. So, I didn't do anything. So, I have to wait now. I will say that I was going to be on player here, but I can't bet it because it's going to fuck up our total. And it won't matter either way because I'm not going to pay commission, so it would have balanced out the same. You know what I mean? Because we're going to go for player here, right? This is where I would be. But I'm going to erase that because we forgot to do it last hand because I got talking about a silly movie. Look at that symmetry right there, though, all of a sudden. Right? It's fucked up how that happens. It wouldn't be that nasty and mess up the symmetry. It's got to be player, right? Stupid cunts. All right, I'm going to clear this shoe out, and I'm going to call that a... well, a little bit of 1,025. I'll tell you what, I'm not gonna clear it out, but we gotta remember to subtract 1,000 from whatever we make, right? So we're effectively down 2 units. So we're gonna transition to the second seconds now, and hope we catch this when it goes player. And as such, I could be putting myself into damnation because if it doesn't work right away, I'm going to be down yet a 3rd unit for this shoe, and I don't much want that to happen, but it could. It always could. Fortunately, we're using up all these strong banker hands right now. Here we go. Here we fucking go. It hasn't gone even 2 player hardly, let alone 3, so I'm scared to go for the second player here, but system calls for it. Maybe we get a double lap dance. Come down here. Just need the first one. Cunt. Fucking cunt. Well, the thing about playing for second seconds is you don't have to wait to find out if you're going to lose. You get to immediately bet again. Now you lost. We're down 4 units this shoe. 4 fucking units, bro. Damn. So, I show both. We gotta subtract another 1,000. We'd be at 79, 75, right? That sucks. I know. I get it. So, we're gonna transition back to the chop mode. I can't call if it's gonna keep coming down in the second or not. I get 2 double hiccups, potentially 3. I'm switching back to chop mode. Because how many shoes have we done where that shit will end and it's all 1 1 2 1 1 1 1 2 1? As long as that happens, we're never losing, right? So we're back on the jumps now. Hopefully this works. Doesn't have to. We could start terrible twoing, do a dumb tie on a 6. Come on. Good. We got that one. So now we wait for a come down and bet against it. Even if we get this even, we still have to subtract another G. That's the worst part of all this. I gotta get 4 fucking units here. And I might not. You know, I'll subtract it. But we're gonna try for player again. I get the worst fucking foot cramps today. It bothered me all night at the movie. And now it's like I feel like my toes are crawling and shit. Probably need like fucking potassium or something. I need like a bunch of bananas or something. So that worked. So we're back to even on the shoe, but not, because there were 2 that I didn't bet back there, which I was supposed to, and I didn't. So I have to subtract another 1,000 from the total, so we're effectively still at 89.75. So I need to wait for another thing to go 2 here. Is that a second? No, it's another chop. See, it's chopping, like I said. All right, that's another bank. That's another bank. Okay, so we just need a player now. Another bank. And player. Okay, great. So we're on. See, it was a good transition. Maybe this will be the 3rd one in a row that jumped after our come down. Double jump, right? So we need banker. I don't want to leave the purple out there, but I want to get those 2 units back. I'm in grind mode right now. It sucks. I'm never going to grind that back doing 100 either way, right? Not really. 10 units, that's a bit ambitious. So we have to right this wrong. We come in with a 40 unit bankroll prepared to do this. But at some point, we got to get off this shoe too, right? So getting it even would be good enough for this effort. And since that did not work, I have to wait now for another color change and hope it doesn't resume side by side again. And since we know our phones listen to us, it's going to try to embarrass me in the worst way possible. But we're going to find out when we find out. Players never gone past 4, and that trend will continue. Actually, I've never went past 3 either, or 2 until that run. But we're going to try for the player here. So, 7, yeah. 7's good this time. So, round and round we go. We still need 2 more units to break this bitch even. We're still on chop mode for the runs. Look at this chop, man. Gotta be on the chop. 5 direct now. Damn. Okay, that's a double, so we just need a player, and then there it is. And bet the bank. No questions. Got it. Alright, we only need 1 more to get this right. And then we can subtract 1,000 and see what we have left. We'll still be down like a quarter or something. Alright, good. Double bank. Unfortunately, we're going to pay commission when we win again, but that's the breaks, I guess. Bank's the strong side anyway, so I don't have to overthink this. Put 1 unit on bank, and I wait. I win. So there you go. You subtract 1,000, it's a $75 loss right now for this shoe. If we combine that to what we had over here, manageable. Still have just about 1,100. Not bad. But we continue. We wait around. It's the only shoe in the class, so we just try to play the action the best that we can. It's about 30 hands, 25 hands, the shoe's over. It's plenty of time to fight. The way it's performing, it's reasonable to say they're not going to go side-by-side seconds, right? The closest it did was back there, and it failed right away after the 3rd. And we had the long bank there. But I'm just going to wait around. There it is. I'm going to try. And it goes back to what I said in the other video. You can't assume that one of these players are going to come down. Don't try to be the smart guy that's going to say, oh, I knew it was going to come down this time. That's why I did it. Fuck you. You didn't know nothing. But neither do I. This could end at any time. So I'm willing to go with the variance that is Baccarat and not worry that it hasn't happened. You can't fit a square peg in a round hole, man. I'm just gonna try for it. Guess what? I'm right. It failed to come down again 6 times in a row. That ended up 5 times. That in itself is kind of like a run, right? It's a run of variance that stayed the same. Kind of contradictory to the word variance, I guess. But you know what I'm trying to say, right? And we'll see if this player jumps. I don't have anything invested in it. Let's just see. Yep, it tied. Yeah, that's gonna jump. Yep, just barely, but it jumped. So now it's six players in a row that jumped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See what I mean? Don't talk yourself into things have to happen or that they're due to happen, because nothing's due to happen. I'm probably due to lose. But I don't want to. But anyway, if I subtracted the other G, we'd still be up 400 right now for this shoe, which isn't bad considering everything we've gone through. Another 5 direct chop. Last time it went 5 direct, it immediately came down on the banker there. Let's see what happens this time. No, it's banker, but that's the first banker. So now that's 6 direct chops. And that's 7. Wow. Crazy choppiness. Another chop. Just barely, but a chop. 2 over 1. It's 8 direct chops, guys. 8. And from this point forward, that was a lot of chops, man. As soon as that run of bank ended, it's all 1-2 chop. And they're all stuck. God, parlay that shit with $100. 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 12, 8. You would have 22, 8 and counting with the $10,000 bet. Oh my God, off a buck. You get that to work a couple times, it'll ruin your soul, though. I promise you that. But it didn't cost you shit to try it. Anyway, there was no way to know it was going to start like that either. Although, from this point forward, it only went 3 one time. Bananas. But I'll try to stay focused here. It's already... it's hard to read this clock in the dark. 27 minutes. It chopped again, guys. Okay, finally it went 2. Those are all direct chops. That's fucking crazy. All right. So, this right here will give us the 2-unit win for this video. Even though it'll look like 4. You remember, we still got to subtract a K out of this. So, let's see if we get this here for the win. For the win! We lost. So, we got to wait. Stayed at the table too long. We gotta wait. Okay, we're gonna try to get that one back on the bank. Fucked us there too. So now we're down a unit. Ain't that a bitch? So now we're on transitioning to seconds, which we only have about 10 hands left, but that's more than enough as long as it doesn't long player here. Okay, there's a bank, so we can immediately try for the bank on the second. We're transitioning to seconds only now. And we got him 30 to 1. 9 over 0. And it's a terrible 2 pattern. And it's still choppy. I mean, it ain't going 3. It definitely ain't going 3. So, that's amazing. If you were on the chop, you're laughing at all the other bullshit and can't understand why people aren't following you. I'll tell you what. But, I'm not playing for that right now. Unfortunately. That's okay. Because we got a terrible 2 here that we can take advantage of. And it just won again. Look at all those pattern 2s. 5 2s in a row, man. Damn. Running out of hands. Let's see if we can get another bank here before we run close to the end here. Okay. Just thinking about my total. I'm actually up 375. If I can get one more of these to work. I got 2 cracks at this bitch now. Like, even if this doesn't work, I could try again on player. Even if it's the last hand. It's my second effort hand if this one doesn't work. So let's see. Oh, Natural 9, no contest. I win. Fuck off. So I could get off this with 850 right now. And combine that to the other one, I'd have about 2G. Look at this terrible 2, though, here. Look at that. Sick. I never see it like that at the very end of a shoe like that. It's almost always like in the middle somewhere or at the beginning, but never at the end, right? I never see it. Where it's all chop is like, here, we're going to give you a bunch of doubles now. That's just sick looking. But let's see if it chops or not. Let's see if it sticks with that. Nope, came down 3. So that's hypothetically over. I am going to reduce to the black chips because we're running out of time on the shoe. And we're just going to see if we can catch this now with the little stuff. That'll put us close to 2K. Got it. I know. Last hand, so there's no more hands to be done here. We made another, well, we got to subtract 1,000. So 950 plus 950. 2 shoe efforts, 21:15. 31 minutes. Real time would have been probably closer to 3 hours because these motherfuckers don't do a shoe quicker than an hour and a half. And it could have been longer than that. Worst case scenario, you did 4.5 hours work to make 2,100. Is that going to chap your ass that bad, waiting around? Not if you're winning. So, I'm going to call that a video. I'm going to try to keep these short. That was a good set of action there anyway. And the history there. You got a little bit of everything there, right? And you can see what I mean about transitioning back and forth. We transitioned early on when the long run came out for the second, and it immediately failed twice, went back to chop mode, and it worked 1, 2, it at least won or got your money back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times in a row. Then we had to wait for all those chops, and as soon as the 2-2s opened up, we lost 2 little guys there, or we lose 2 big guys there. We lost something there. We got them right back, though, and then we won like 4 more. Fucked up. And then the shoe's over. So we got off that with 950. I would take that all day, every day. All right. I'm going to post this. I'll start a new video.